Hey everybody, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 17, and welcome back to Gwenddwr. What an odd little map this has turned out to be. It's working my brain, I have to say. It is the 5th day of autumn. We jumped all the way forward to the 5th day of autumn, and what we've got in the ground is soybean. All soybean, other than those 4 smaller, smaller grass fields up to the north. We planted, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We planted 12 soybean fields. Several of them, maybe half of them are pretty small, but we planted 12 soybean fields, and they are ready to harvest. If I can get over here carefully. Yep, they all came in this morning. Now, it is going to rain, so I want to get working early, and that's why we're up at the crack of dawn. But here's something else that's interesting. Looking at our animals, did we pass them? No, there they are. Looking at our animals, we bought 14? Yeah, we bought 14 sheep in the spring. We made 2, and we have 1 pallet of wool that we can sell for, I think it's going for about 4,000? 5,500. All right. And also our soybeans that we planted that were at 1,700, they're now down to a little over 1,100 pounds per ton. So if we look here, and then we go to our pricing, we want soybeans. They are historically low. However, next summer, hopefully, they'll be back up. So we're going to bank these. And we may even take out a loan to make it through the rest of the winter. But we're going to bank these. And we're not going to sell them till they're, that's almost double the price. So yeah, we're going to hold off on these. So this is it's an interesting map and an interesting geomod. Oh, and the other thing is, go back here. When you look at this screen for the geomod to download it from the mod hub, the growth periods and the planting periods, they are a little bit different. So I think our Welsh geomod that we installed, I think it hasn't kicked in yet. I thought it might kick in on the first day of summer, but I think it's actually going to become active on the first day of next spring. I think. I could be wrong about that. Maybe it never will. I was under the impression that when you put a new geomod on, it did, do its thing. But this one doesn't seem to be. But I put on a very punishing geomod on a tip from somebody. So we rented the smallest combine harvester available. And the reason I did that is I really don't like header trailers, and also these fields are pretty small. So we'll get this thing going, and I guess we need to figure out where to put grain as well, where to put this grain. So we'll see if we get our trailer filled. We may or may not, but we'll try to get it filled with this very small combine harvester, and we will take it somewhere and dump it, and then we'll sell it next summer. Yep, I think that's the plan. Now, get right through here, carefully. I don't like header trailers. I really don't. We'll go here. We'll open this, right? Yep. And then we'll turn this thing on. And we'll go, because of the angle of the gate, first. Whoa. Slow down, sir. There we go. That's better. And in fact, I'm not even doing that. I've got the cruise control set to 5 miles per hour, but with MR, this low horsepower combine harvester just kind of creeps around here. I don't mind. I think it's got a very realistic feel to it. What was I complaining about? Oh, right. So we got 8 hay bales for our sheep. We only used 2 of them. So at that rate, the 8 that we got will last like 2 years. And next year, during breeding season, we might make another 3 sheep. So I like what we've done. And if we bank all of this soybean till next year, I think we can probably sell it for a couple $100,000. But this is definitely a different direction to take for a map compared to the way that we normally do it, which is silage, dairy, pigs, a lot of different things that we've done on maps. But to swap over virtually all of our grass for arable, and then to go with what is arguably the biggest cash crop on any map, I think this is, well, it's certainly different. And I think it is maybe one of the better directions that we could have gone in. I mean, we could have, rather than planting soybean in all these fields, we could have kept the grass in the grass fields and then planted grass in the others and just gone all silage. But I really didn't want to be traveling back and forth to the VGA over and over and over. And I also didn't necessarily want, I don't want to say I didn't want to make it easy, because I don't know how easy that would have been. I don't know how much money we would have made. But I kind of wanted to try something different. So I'm glad we went with the soybean, and I'm glad we went with wool. And hopefully this will pay off. We shall see. But I am not necessarily concerned. I'm just really, really curious how this works out. Now, we've got enough money. Our run rate is probably 800 pounds a day. Every midnight, the timer goes off, and we pay about 800 in animal maintenance, property taxes. We don't have any loans, so we're not paying any interest, but we're about 800 a day. So depending on how we do between now and spring, we won't have to buy any food. We will have to buy water. We shouldn't have to buy any fuel. Yeah, I mean, we'll make it to spring, no problem. And I believe we'll have enough money to lease a planter or a drill and get more crop in the ground. We own our plow. We own our cultivator, right? So all we'll need to lease to get crop in the ground is some type of planter, some type of sower, and we'll have to buy seed. We have fertilizer here on the farm, so hopefully we can get crop back in the ground, or we can make it to spring and get crop in the ground for less than the $20,000 that we have in the bank right now. And as of this afternoon, fifth day of autumn, as of this afternoon, we'll have hopefully a couple $100,000 worth of soybean in the silo. And now between today and next summer, when we sell for a good price, if we had to, we could always take one trailer of soybean and sell it at the lower price, maybe just to avoid a loan, right? Just 10 or 12,000 liters at a time. We could sell it if we had to. So yeah, I think we'll be okay. But as far as, how productive and how profitable this map is going to be between now and then, TBD. We'll find out. I am enjoying it though. It is my favorite kind of map. Let's turn right around here and head back around same way we just did, and once we have a headland opened up and enough room to turn properly, then we can get this thing turned around. All right, so we'll go here, we'll drop that, and we'll get rolling again. Right, what else is going on? Nothing, absolutely nothing. This is, in a way, I feel like what we're doing is we're getting the farm to a point where we can start. Like, this is all preliminary, right? And once we have a couple $100,000, and once we have our fields all plowed, and once we have our animals reproducing, at that point, then we can start the farm. But for now, it's like we're not quite there yet. We haven't quite started yet. This is all just the lead-in, the build-up. And what's going to happen is, just as this map gets to a place where it's fun and there's a lot going on and it's interesting and we're running all around, that's when the Western Shore V2 is going to drop. And I'm going to be very conflicted because I'm really looking forward to getting back to that map. I'd like to explore it again, and thinking how sort of intense it was to spend all that time on the Western Shore and all those couple hundred hours that we put into it. It's going to be fun to come at the Western Shore again, knowing what we know, but the map will be different when we get back on it. So I'm excited for that as well. Can't wait to play it. Right, so we'll lift this, right? And then right back here. So yeah, we'll get enough of a headland going that we can, like so, that we can get this thing turned around, get the pipe on the correct side. We'll bring the MB track in, we'll empty it once, and I want to say this is, yeah, it's not likely that we're going to fill our trailer today, because this will be, I want to say about 4,000 liters when it's full, and our trailer is at least 10,000. I want to say 12,000. So we'll need to fill our trailer 3 times before we take it over to the silo. And you know what? I don't even know where that is. So here's what we might do. Let's do this, because we've got a dozen fields, and that's going to take me quite a while off camera. Because we've got a dozen fields, let's do this. We'll finish up this headland. We'll get turned around. We'll get the pipe on the right side. We'll put this on a worker, and then we will go get the MB track. We'll empty this thing out. And even though our trailer isn't full, we'll go looking for the pipe. I don't think it's on this farm where we are right now, but it might be. And I know there's definitely one over by the BGA. So now that's a little bit ironic, because our trailer is 12,000 liters, and if the tip point to put this stuff in a silo is next to the BGA, then we will be driving exactly the same distance back and forth from this farm out onto the road down to the BGA and dumping. We'll be traveling exactly the same distance as if we had mowed grass for silage. And the reason we didn't do that is because I didn't want to make all those trips back and forth. Oh, Destiny, you're a cruel mistress. But that's how it goes sometimes. Hey, you know what? It's all just farming. It's all just farm sim, right? I get frustrated in a game. Like if, I don't know, game crash or something, freeze, and you have to go back to a save game and you lose, say, 15 or 20 minutes of work. And there's that frustration, like, God damn it. Now I got to do that work I just did it. And but it's all the same. It's all just playing a video game. I don't know what it is about doing the same thing twice in a game that just triggers me so badly. But it's all just pixels. Who cares, man? You're just playing a video game. Enjoy yourself. So we'll get this turnaround. And I think not this axis that we're on right now, but that one. Yeah, this field it's not quite square. It's a little bit longer on this side. So let us back up. And we'll put this on a semi-smart worker. So a dumb worker likes to go on like 0, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, etc. You can tell a smart worker to continue working around the edges of the field, or around the edges of the crop in this case. But there is a compromise. No, not quite enough room. I was a little too optimistic there. We don't have quite enough room for our workers to make turns yet, and I don't really trust them. So since we came up here already, let's go ahead and take another headland off on the way down here. But we'll do one more headland, or at least until we're full. But we can turn around and go the other way now. What was I complaining about? Doing the same thing twice. Yeah, doing the same thing twice always frustrates me, but whatever. It's just a game. All right, down here. And for some reason, the lighting looks really good right now, too. We are using Sky Swap. I don't think this map has its own shaders, as some maps do. And we are using Reshade straight off the NVIDIA card. But lighting looks really good. I was not able to recreate those chugs that we were getting around the yard. I think that may have been a texture specific to spring. It didn't seem to happen in summer. And it's not happening now. I thought maybe it was the lights being on in the yard, but they're on right now. And when we look directly at the yard, we stay at a solid 60 FPS. So it might have just been one of the light green textures on the hedges or the trees or something to represent spring. The brighter green, the lighter green. And that, you know what, that can happen, man. There's a lot of save game. There's a lot of textures in a map, particularly with seasons, like thousands of them. So if one slips through every now and then and you get a hot spot, not a big deal. I'm not stressing about it. And anything else? Nope. I did see there's a DLC for FS17. Man, I don't know what direction Giants is going in. Every time I think they're going to do one thing, they move in another absolute other direction, polar opposite, 180 degrees. I've been wrong about everything in the past 18 months with them. But now they've got some kind of like an alpine grass riding mower, lawnmower DLC. Who knows, man? Who knows? You'd like to think that, and I know Giants is not like a massive corporation. They're a video game studio, and they're not the biggest one. They're bigger than independent at this point. I'd say they have, arguably the definitive farming simulator. So you can't really say that they're just a plucky little independent studio. They're fairly big. They may not be like Bethesda big, but they're pretty big. And you think, well, surely they're not just going to make totally boneheaded mistakes. They got to know what they're doing more than that. And my favorite example is Blockbuster. When I was a kid, there was a Blockbuster like in every strip mall, on every corner. There were Blockbusters everywhere. Blockbuster had absolutely 100% undeniably cornered the market on DVD rental. But then I found out that Blockbuster was really late to the game on DVD rental. And for years, like your mom and pop video rental places had DVDs, and Blockbuster, big corporate chain, did not. They were still on VHS. And Blockbuster's gone now. They are completely gone. And Netflix, right, the company that used to send you DVDs in the mail, Netflix has turned into a movie studio and is like winning awards and all kinds of crazy stuff. And you think, surely at some point in the history of Blockbuster, some junior analyst, some junior executive went to their boss and was like, hey man, this Netflix company, they're sending people DVDs. We should start doing that. And I promise you that a senior executive at Blockbuster looked at that information, looked at that data, and they said, screw that, man. Why would we mail people DVDs when they can just go to the store and get one? Nobody's ever going to need that. And the idea of digital content delivery, again, no crystal ball, but whoever that bonehead was, they said, that'll never work. Internet's not fast enough. So we want left alt end. And there is our unload on automatic. So you know what I mean. People in business make unbelievable errors. And I have no idea what Giants is doing right now, but in my opinion, they are not. I wouldn't even say that they're not moving in the right direction for me as a gamer. Right? Like, it's not that they're personally inconveniencing me because a franchise that I like is doing things that I don't like. I mean, as a company, I have no idea what they're doing. And my concern is that 3 or 4 years from now, the Farm Sim franchise will have become like essentially a smartphone app. And it's okay because we've got 17. But man, what an odd turn this whole little soap opera has become. We shall see. I will put the combine harvester on a dumb worker. It doesn't matter what length we put it on now because the pipe will alternate from side to side, so I don't need to start at the top and then hop in the MB track and try to get up there quickly while the pipe's on the right side. And we're going to figure out where to tip this stuff. All right, so we'll hop back in here. And we want to, let me pull forward a little bit. I always worry about closing the pipe over the trailer and having it swing in and cause some damage. Right, so if we go here, and this may beat up our frame rate a little bit because when the CPU freaks out as this thing is calculating its turns. So we do want a smart worker. We want lengths, and let's turn on the trace that is on, and we want that on, we want that on, right? I think that's all good. So we'll get rid of this, and we'll put this guy to work. All right. So what they should do is just work this side of the field, even though it has a curve in it. It will contour to that side of the curve. Fantastic. And face full of dust. And we need to figure out where to dump this stuff. Sell point. Yeah, I mean, we can go like visually take a look around the farm. Get our light on here. But I don't recall seeing a grate or a pipe over here. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, that's milk. I don't think so. I think we're going to need to drive to the other side of the map. Oh, careful. No, this is all... Yeah, this is all root crop. And this is just parking over here. Yep, and then this goes back to the dairy. Yeah, it's not on this side of the map. Well, shoot. I mean, I'm still happy with the choice that we made, and I'm still confident we can make a couple $100,000 from these soybeans, but we are going to need to drive to the other side of the map repeatedly to get them all dropped off. So we'll go over there one time. We don't need to. Our trailer's not full. But just to wrap up the episode, we will head over to the other side. And our combine harvester did make a turn. Beautiful. We'll even, what we'll do is we'll just drive around the crop so we can observe that from the other side. So we want that off. We want just headlights. We want our cover on. Here we go. I do love this sim. I really do. What a crazy idea, man, that somebody had. Like, what if there was a game, what if there was a video game where you could do farming stuff? It's a really odd concept, but, and look at that. Combine harvester working their way through crop, all these beautiful fields full of money all around us. And mod support, so we've got something like the AI worker. How cool. How cool. All right, now can we make this turn out into the passage? Maybe. Yep, we can get through there. Beautiful. I love when there's a lot of things happening on the map at the same time. A lot of vehicles moving. The only thing is, it can beat your system up a little bit. I feel like this game chokes on AI more than it does on the graphics. Like, it does better with graphics as far as maintaining FPS and having a good, immersive, smooth look to the game. It does better with that than it does with things that you would think are not as demanding on a GPU or CPU. So it goes. All right, so we'll head down here. It's a lot of soybeans, man. It's a lot of soybeans for that little, what is it, 3.5 meter header, 2.7. It's small. It's a small header. So it's going to take a minute, but I'll get through it. It might be a couple days till we do another farm episode. And when I say a couple, I mean like an actual 2 days. I'm trying to do one every other day, but we may have to go a little longer than that to get all this soybean brought in, unless we do another episode of harvesting. And we may. Well, let me think what else. I mean, you know what we could do? You know what we could do is, I'll check the seasons guide when I'm done here, but what we could do is maybe put in winter canola in all these fields. We'd get crop out of the ground that much faster next spring, you know? It would be, I want to say it's late spring, early summer when you can harvest winter canola. Maybe we do that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, so right down here is the only place I've seen on the map. Trust me, it's on the other side of all these trees. Sir, where is it? Is it right back there? Or is it the next one? It's one of these. Is it in here? Yeah, it's right over here. This is the only place I've seen on the map to unload crop. There's another gate here, but I don't think we can make that turn. We'd have to make like a 180. Let's come in this entrance over here and get this dropped off. Now we've also got, oh right, I never sold any of that stuff. Hang on. we've got crop in all of our categories. Okay, so we won't even, hopefully we won't even have to sell any of our very valuable soybean. We can sell other things between now and summer. Now and next summer, we can sell other things if we need, ooh, careful, if we need money. Okay, so this will work out. I always forget that there is other crop in the silos on a lot of maps. Some maps you start with nothing, but a lot of maps you start with some loot. I'm going to, I think because it's a very small grate, I think we're going to go with the Gwenddwr. It does take longer to tip, but let's try to be realistic. All right, so we go right over here, and hopefully we get a trigger. I really hope we do. There's a trigger. And then if we go here, we can see that our volume is increasing. Fantastic. Hey, you know what? While we're here, why don't we get some sunflower? And then we can take that over to crops and sell that. And hopefully that will be just about 30 minutes. Where is crops? Up over near the animal sell point. Okay. So if we pull forward, right? And the pipe is, I don't know if you can see it, it's up in the ceiling right there in that stall. This thing kicked over. Old jackknife. A little too much. Jackknife. Less. Does not want to track. There we go. And we want sunflower. So we go here. Sunflower. Fills up very quickly. Put a sheet over that. Back out this way. Just headlights. I'm going to leave this gate open. We will be going through it many times to get all of this stuff into the silo. We're right up here. That was fantastic. This all worked out. I am intimidated though. I have to say, there are a lot of soybean fields. Gonna take a minute off camera. Fortunately, I can just put a hired worker on that and then do other things. I mean, other things like in real life. Step away, go get other things done. This will be interesting, coming out of here with a loaded trailer, because this is empty right now and we're feeling the weight up this hill. Oh no, I take that back. We're not empty. We're 3/4 full. For some reason, I was thinking because we just unloaded that we were empty. I completely forgot that we loaded up again. Oh, ill will. What are we going to do with you? All right, so we go right through here. Right through here. And then right down here. There's our wool pallet spawn right over there. We didn't make a lot of wool. I pulled one pallet off the spawn like I needed to. I don't know if you do that. I'm always pulling pallets off the wool spawn so there's room for others, right? So we never run out of room. Didn't really need to do that. I don't think we'll make 4 pallets of wool for, well, at this current rate, it'll be at least one more full year. So all of next year and possibly into the year after that before we make wool. Unless we sell soybean. There goes my voice. Perfect timing. Unless we sell soybean and buy more animals, which is a possibility. Now, hopefully this place is open. Some map makers have a timer, right, and hours for different facilities, so hopefully this is open. If it's not, I'm going to park up here, set the brake, open my newspaper, pour myself a cup of coffee. No need. They are open. Beautiful. So we're going to pull right in here. And that's pig food right there. Grain sales right there. So we'll open that. We'll put that to the rear. And that is not a pull through. All right. All right. Change of plans. Can we get right around there? Yes. And then right around there. Yes. Take a nice big swing at it. There we are. So we had, what, 5,000 liters in there? That should be about 7 grand? 7,300. Okay, I'll take it. So we'll pull up on out of there. Put the sheet back on. And I'm going to pull right up here under this light. I think this would be a nice screenshot. Maybe. Right about there. Set the brake. 31 minutes. Perfect. There you have it. Thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 17. This is Gwenddwr. We'll see you next time. Take care now.